De Amerikaanse ambassade heeft afgelopen zaterdag haar jaarlijkse Memorial Day ceremonie gehouden. Tijdens deze activiteit vond de onthulling plaats van het historische monument van de American Battle Monuments Commission ter ere van de Amerikaan, militairen die tijdens de Tweede Wereldoorlog in Suriname dienden. Minister Krishna Kumari Mathura van Defensie zei het volgende tijdens haar toespraak.
Today we are honoring the fallen heroes of the United States of America who served their country in Suriname, especially during the Second World War and abroad. At this Memorial Day celebration, we are paying tribute to the sacrifices made by brave men and women who answered the call to defend freedom. They served in an unknown country far away, leaving behind their loved ones. Their courage, loyalty, and sacrifice are a testament to the highest ideals of service and a great inspiration for every citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, today we also emphasize the special role that Suriname played in the Second World War. Our strategic position and our bauxite resources were a crucial asset in the Allied war effort. The bauxite mines in Suriname produced almost 60% of the aluminum used by the Allies, essential for aircraft and other military equipment. More than 2,000 American soldiers arrived on the 24th of November 1941 to protect the mines and our strategic airport, Sandaré. This was instrumental in reaffirming peace, stability, and unity. Suriname deeply values the historic defense ties between our two nations, a cooperation that is and has always been based on mutual respect and benefit. The presence of the United States service members here in Suriname, in both the past and present, strengthens that bond and serves as a symbol of our commitment to a peaceful and prosperous future. The many visits, the joint training programs, the full-funded scholarships, the partnership with South Dakota, National Guard, and Southcom, the many humanitarian projects, the donation of logistics underlines the trust and cooperation we have developed and nurtured over the years. Ladies and gentlemen, the special ceremony that is held here today is not only one of remembrance, but also one of dedication. The unveiling of the American Battle Monuments Commission marker serves as a permanent testament to the United States' presence in Suriname during World War II. These brave service members have played a crucial role in safeguarding our hemisphere. Their vigilance and sacrifice helped ensure the continued peace and prosperity we enjoy today. As we stand before this marker, let us remember the stories, recall the courage, the dedication, and the ultimate sacrifice made by these fallen heroes. May their memory serve as an inspiration for generations to come, reminding us of the preciousness of freedom and the enduring value of international cooperation. On behalf of the President of the Republic of Suriname, Chandrika Persat Santokhi, the Suriname Defense Organization, I offer our deepest gratitude to the United States and its fallen heroes. Their legacy will forever be a part of the history we share.
Minister Albert Ramdin van Bibis zei dat Suriname en de Verenigde Staten van Amerika een goede verstandhouding met elkaar hebben.
It is indeed an honor today again, like last year, to address you this morning for this second Memorial Day ceremony in Suriname, which reflects the excellent, friendly, and long-standing relations between the United States of America and the Republic of Suriname. I must extend regrets from President Chandrika Persat Santokhi. He could not be here this morning, but he sends his best wishes, Ambassador General, for a successful ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are gathered here to honor the loyalty and bravery of those servicemen and women who lost their lives for the country during the noble calling which is called military service. Today we recall not only the value of our soldiers who went missing or died in combat, which is, in our view, the ultimate service and sacrifice in service to the nation, but it's also a responsibility to remember our fallen heroes who paid the cost for freedom and justice by defending our democracies, our human rights, our rule of law, so many places in the world. Ambassador Fauché, ladies and gentlemen, Memorial Day is a day that we both have grief and celebration for our national fallen heroes, with a reflection on the tragic loss of lives during their ultimate sacrifice in service to their countries. As a nation, we also recognize that during World War II, Surinamese citizens have suffered similar pain and losses because of the participation of Surinamese soldiers in the Navy in so many places in the world. Indeed, as citizens, we will never forget their sacrifices. And today we pay them tribute and undying gratitude for respect and admiration. Today we also give honor to the parents and families of those lost, and to ensure that their loved ones are remembered every single time we come together. Therefore, we are truly honored to have also a monument for Surinamese fallen of the Second World War as a dedication to the memories which still live on. Ladies and gentlemen, it brings me to a related matter, which is the current challenges which we face in the world with regard to peace and security. Peace and security are fundamental requirements for economic growth and sustainable development, but also for peace of mind, for making sure that everybody can live in harmony, as was indicated a short while ago. The developments in Eastern Europe and in the Middle East are of great concern. And I believe that strong and value-based global humanitarian actions are required, apart from diplomatic démarches, to make sure that the cost of these two conflicts are limited to the minimum. Much has been going on, and we can only hope that through diplomatic channels, those efforts are made, both in the war in Ukraine as in Palestine and in the Middle East, that those be ended soon. Ambassador Fauché, ladies and gentlemen, we know that the relations between Suriname and the United States of America, those are solid diplomatic ties and good political understanding. When this government took office, one of the first relationships we restored at the highest political level, and with the presence of the then Secretary of State within 2 months after we took office, Secretary Mike Pompeo, was a reaffirmation of that strong bond in terms of democracy, human rights, rule of law, and good governance between our two countries. And we want to further deepen our bilateral relations through continued cooperation in various mutually beneficial areas. Most notably, I believe, is the annual strategic bilateral dialogue covering a wide range of matters, including defense. And I'm happy that the relationship between the defense, our Ministry of Defense, under the leadership of Minister Matura, and the forces in the United States, whether it's South Dakota or the Southcom in Miami, has grown with the day. And I believe that's a good thing for us. We also have, as you all know, regional security issues to deal with. And I think clarity is very important in this regard.
Ambassadeur Robert Fauché van de Verenigde Staten van Amerika in Suriname zei het volgende tijdens zijn toespraak.
Today we recognize the times we have sacrificed together and the common values we share. During World War II, a large number of American servicemen came to Suriname pursuant to an agreement between President Roosevelt and Queen Wilhelmina. They came to protect Suriname's vital bauxite resources from capture by the Nazis and their allies. And has been frequently stated, Suriname's bauxite was essential to the manufacturing of the aluminum that was transformed into the famous arsenal of democracy. And I speak to this personally because, as I mentioned, my father was a bomber pilot in the Pacific. He flew a B-25 bomber that was made of Suriname's aluminum. The U.S. forces also came to Suriname to protect the supply lines to the United States from South America and to Europe from the Americas. The German plan was to starve the Allied forces and stop the war production, and that plan was stymied. The American forces also came to Suriname to protect Suriname's territory from the threat of armed incursion, and happily, that threat proved to be illusory. The total U.S. forces throughout the whole war period numbered up to about 8,000 troops in all, with rotations. They arrived in November of 1941 prior to the attack on Pearl Harbor and the formal entry of the United States into the war. And they stayed until about 1947. These troops worked with Surinamese and Dutch forces and civilians to build up land, sea, and air defenses. Together, they expanded Zanderij into the largest airfield in South America. Together, they built the airport at Zorgenhoop to host U.S. Navy dirigible airships, or blimps, to help hunt the German and Italian submarines off the coast. Together, they constructed roads and bridges and connected Paramaribo to Zanderij, and they made many other improvements to Suriname's overall infrastructure. The efforts that our combined military personnel made during World War II in Suriname were a key part of the Allied fight, and these efforts are very much worth remembering and commemorating, which is why we are here today. Now, the American Battle Monuments Commission was established after the First World War to provide federal control over the commemoration of American armed forces overseas. Today, the Commission operates, administers, and maintains 26 permanent American burial grounds and 32 separate memorials, monuments, and markers in 18 countries. Today, we will unveil and dedicate the Commission's 6th marker around the world and the first such marker in the Caribbean region. This marker commemorates the presence of U.S. Armed Forces here in Suriname from 1941 to 47. Now, most of those forces went home after their service here, but sadly, some did not. So today we honor the memories of those who are gone, but we also celebrate that they did not die in vain. The Second World War altered everything. Americans and Surinamers experienced different lifestyles, cultures, and values. Indeed, the Second World War launched both countries onto the wider world stage in ways that were unforeseen. And it gave us the world we have today. And in today's world, a struggle continues. It is a struggle between those who believe in democratic values and those who do not. It is a struggle for those who support a liberal system that respects human dignity and celebrates individual choice, that celebrates a world system that incorporates the rule of law, the separation of powers, free speech, judicial review, religious freedom, free elections, and a rules-based international order. I believe that the United States and Suriname share these values and this vision, and indeed, it's what inspires me on a daily basis. Today, the militaries of our two countries continue to work together to defend democracy in this modern world. That might mean fighting transnational criminals whose corruption threatens to undermine law and order as well as economic growth. It could also mean restoring schools so that the next generation of democratic leaders have a safe place to get an education. Or it could mean making sure people in remote areas have access to health care, as healthy people are essential to a healthy democracy. With the elections coming up in both our countries, we have an important year ahead of us. So today, let us pledge to honor the sacrifices that so many before us have made, and let us celebrate the service that they have rendered here in Suriname.